Hey everyone, Ashley here. Welcome to Ashley Talks Movies, and welcome to my review of Tar. The film's directed by Todd Field, who last directed Little Children and In the Bedroom, although Tar is his first film in 16 years. Cate Blanchett stars as Lydia Tár, an incredibly accomplished conductor and composer who is at the height of her career. However, her world begins to crumble when allegations of misconduct are made against her. Now, before I get into the review, a few things. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Also, hit that notification button so you don't miss any of the videos that I'm posting. Okay, time for the review. Tar is amazing. It's amazing. It's an amazing film. It has an amazing performance by Cate Blanchett. It has amazing cinematography. It has an amazing story. And what I really love about this film is how it tells the story of this really complex figure, Lydia Tár. And, she is, as I said in my intro, a very accomplished composer and conductor. And when we meet her in the film at this point of her career, she's already won so many accolades. And she's now preparing for this other thing that will be a really big moment in her career. So everything is kind of riding on this. And what I love about this movie is how it peels back the layers of the character, all in this setting of classical music, this world of high art. And it does so in a very brilliant way. So the film starts off with this scene involving Lydia talking with a journalist on stage, and there's an audience there for this conversation. And that scene is such a smart scene, not just because of all the fancy words that they're saying in it, but because it literally has a ton of exposition in it. And I usually don't like a lot of exposition where like characters just explain a bunch of things, but this was a smart way to do that. It gets a lot of the backstory of Lydia out of the way because it's done through the guise of an interview. And really, this scene is very important because if you pay close attention to it, everything in this scene gives you pretty much everything you need to know about Lydia Tár, the type of person she is, her accomplishments. Gives you details about her career, about her home life. She lives with her partner, Sharon, who's a violinist in the orchestra that she conducts. They have a daughter, Petra, and you also learn a little bit about the way that Tár thinks, what she thinks about music, about the industry, about women in the industry. It's very fascinating. Cate Blanchett is an amazing actress. That's not something I just realized with this movie. I've always felt that way. But with Tar, I feel like Cate Blanchett probably gave one of the best performances of her career. And I think it's so amazing. I think it's so fantastic, her performance, because, Tar is such a complex character, and Cate Blanchett plays her in such a subtle way. It's just such a subtle performance, because it doesn't feel over the top. It just feels so natural. And what I think is great about Cate Blanchett's performance is throughout this movie, you're following Lydia Tár, as she is, navigating a series of scandalous things that are happening in her life, that threaten her personal life, that threaten her career, all the things that she's built up. And so, Cate Blanchett follows those movements in Lydia Tár's life so well, in her mannerisms. She has this little tick that she does, and you can tell very much so that Lydia Tár is a control freak. And when those cracks start to show in her life, you start to see that reflected in the way that Cate Blanchett plays her. Amazing, amazing. And there are other people in this movie and they do a fantastic job in their roles, but Cate Blanchett is on a whole nother level. She completely occupies the screen. Anytime she's on screen, you can't take your eyes off of her. She's just so compelling in this role. And she's just phenomenal. And I was so amazed by her ability to, there's scenes where, she's talking and she's speaking in English and then suddenly she goes straight into German. And I don't even know if Cate Blanchett speaks German at all. I don't know if she learned it for the role or whatever. But it was just so flawless. And then, she plays the piano and she'll say, I don't know if she learned to play piano for this role. If she did, it looked so realistic. It just fantastic. Just phenomenal. I already mentioned this, but I want to dive a little deeper into this. Tár has this very complex story. And, on the surface, it's just a story about a composer who has reached this pinnacle of her career. She has built this seemingly impenetrable image of herself, one that she closely manages and maintains. And certain things start to threaten that. And so you're following basically her fall from grace, right? But within that story, this film is also exploring these ideas of power dynamics and so-called cancel culture through Lydia Tár's story. What I found interesting about this movie in regards to, cancel culture is that the film really doesn't seem to pick a side on that argument. It mostly just sort of throws a bunch of ideas out there about, cancel culture or so-called cancel culture and kind of leaves it to the audience to decide. There are characters, there's a character in the film that says something along the lines like, all it takes is for you to be accused and then you're canceled. And then, Lydia will, make arguments about, separating the artist from the scandal. So it's like, can you separate the artist from the work? If the artist is a bad person, but they put out good work, can you still enjoy their work while also realizing that they're a terrible person? Or do you just cancel both? And so it was very interesting to see just sort of both these arguments kind of thrown out there and in a different way. My only real complaint about Tár is the ending, which I thought was terrible. I just thought it was a terrible ending. Now, there may be people who disagree with me on that, but I just felt like, this was a movie that had this really interesting story, wonderful performance by Cate Blanchett, this very complex, layered story, exploring all these different themes, and it's beautifully made. Just the cinematography is wonderful, and music is wonderful. There's all these pieces in it that are just so fantastic. And then to get to this ending, the ending for me, and I'm not going to say what the ending is because I don't do spoilers here. It just felt like, everything that was built up to this one moment, and then that. So I didn't like the ending. Other than that, Tár is a fantastic film. I've said this many, many times throughout this review. Cate Blanchett has this wonderful performance, just an amazing performance. She is fantastic. And the story is very, very compelling, very interesting. I liked what this movie was doing. Just easily one of the best films of 2022. So that is my review of Tár. If you've had a chance to watch the film and you want to share your thoughts, you can do so in the comment section below. While you're here, like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this.